Have you ever felt your life hit a brick wall? Zindagi ekdam se ruk gayi. That terrifying moment where the world keeps rushing past, but you are completely frozen, suffocating under the weight of a sudden collapse. For Dr. Yuvesh Kumar Singh, that collapse happened at the absolute peak. On paper, he was living the ultimate American dream. He held a master's degree from a top U.S. university, earned a six-figure income, and led teams at a global IT powerhouse. Reaching that peak required a brutal climb. He grew up in a modest village in Uttar Pradesh, studying in a Hindi medium school where English felt like a foreign universe. He battled his own relatives' doubts, studied under dim lights, and fought for every single opportunity to secure his place abroad. Then, the illusion shattered. In 2015, mere hours after holding his newborn daughter for the first time, his marriage collapsed, and she was separated from him. 2 weeks later, the emotional trauma triggered a physical breakdown. A severe stroke paralyzed the right side of his body and stole his ability to speak. The man who once directed tech teams across continents was now trapped in a broken body, spending his days sitting outside crowded family courts, listening to accusations and fighting for his dignity. When your health, your family, and your voice are entirely stripped away, you are left with one terrifying question. Is this the universe punishing you and the end of your story? Or is it something else entirely? The instinct when everything falls apart is to panic, to run. But the first step to rebuilding is the exact opposite. You have to stop moving and sit in the silence. For Yuvesh, that meant standing painfully in front of a mirror and saying, "I love you," to a reflection he didn't even recognize. Acceptance and self-forgiveness act as the required biological baseline for any actual healing. In those courtrooms, the stress was suffocating. His chest would tighten, his heart raced, and his mind spiraled into fear that he might literally collapse again. He regained control through 5-5-5 breathing, a specific rhythmic pattern that targets the physiological roots of panic. You inhale gently for 5 seconds, hold that breath for 5 seconds, and exhale slowly for 5 seconds. This specific rhythm targets the vagus nerve. This massive bundle of fibers runs from your brainstem to your abdomen, controlling involuntary functions like heart rate. Stimulating it forces your entire nervous system out of a fight-or-flight panic and locks it into a rest and heal state. Healing began in that stillness, proving that a total collapse can act as a brutal, necessary curriculum for a second life. Treading water prevents drowning, but it offers no direction for the long journey required to return to the world. He started a goal book. Amidst the paralysis and the courtroom battles, he wrote down a future that looked entirely impossible: running, leading teams again, and holding his daughter. There is a hard neuroscience to this practice. Visualizing a goal activates the reticular activating system, or RS. The RS is a network of neurons in the brainstem that filters out billions of data points, forcing your brain to notice the specific resources and opportunities that match your focus. By repeatedly visualizing those specific anchors, his legs moving strong, his daughter's arms around his neck, he rewired his brain. Passive hope turned into active momentum. When your present reality offers zero light, clearly articulating your future is the only reliable compass you have to pull you forward. These practices, mirror affirmations, 5-5-5 breathing, and goal setting, are ineffective if used occasionally. Stacking them into a strict daily routine for 21 days creates a compounding effect, etching new neural pathways into the brain. The results of that routine speak for themselves. The man who couldn't lift a spoon eventually trained for and completed 5K and 10K marathons. The man who lost his speech built and led global tech teams of 150 professionals. He rebuilt his foundation by continuously upgrading his mind. Even while his body was recovering and the legal fights raged on, he studied. He read daily, consumed lectures, and eventually earned a management certificate from Harvard Business School. Still, the climb out of the dark cannot happen in isolation. You have to find people who have navigated the path before you. Mentors guided Yuvesh out of his darkest moments. Today, he uses his personal pain as a tool to coach professionals and entrepreneurs, guiding them through chaos to serve and elevate others. Look at your current situation. That career confusion, the heartbreak, the total failure you might be sitting in right now, it is the raw material for your next chapter. Falling down is a guaranteed part of the human experience. Choosing to stand up, rewrite your story, and rise again is what actually defines your legacy.